To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome to episode 64 of the DisInsider show. I'm Skylar, and I was dancing when we're not recording video today. I am joined by our podcast producer, our friend. We love him, Nick Hornbeck. Everybody.
Hello. Stop it.
Oh, look at
Stop
you.
it. Oh, my God. This is just ridiculous.
Oh, thank you for settling in. Listen, I need to give Nick some credit. He's been here for a few hours with me. We've been editing interviews, and he's been killing it. It's insane. But now he sits behind the mic as always, so you're going to hear a lot of him today as Derek is in Hawaii. I would say enjoy Hawaii, Derek, but you know you're already enjoying it, and we're stuck here going to Sand Trap.
This is what time is it in Hawaii? 5?
Yeah, it's 6:30 in Hawaii.
6:30?
We're recording at 9:30. So yeah, the sun's still out, getting ready to set for him. He's probably enjoying a nice long sex on the beach while having some sex on the beach.
Just
so good
got
for you.
out of his scuba gear.
Oh yeah, you know he loves
Loves to scuba.
he loves to scuba. Some house cleaning. If you watched the Halloween episode of the DisInsider show, we hope you liked it. It was a wild one, to say the least, right?
I recommend it. If you're listening to this one and not the Halloween one, go listen to the Halloween one.
The best part of the Halloween episode.
Wait, you have to go watch the Halloween one.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Yeah, that's not a listening one. You have to watch it.
You have to. So make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. And not just for the video and the things we're wearing, but the things that are added in very often because
So
of
good.
Derek. You need to watch it, see it, enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the DisInsider on YouTube. Follow us on social media at the DisInsider. We're putting out a lot of good content. We have a bunch of interviews that we're working on that Dempsey's conducted. I guess I don't want to tease. Can we tease the big one or?
When is this coming out?
I guess it should be out. Yeah. Dempsey interviewed the cast for Hulu's The Animaniacs reboot. So Tress McNeville, I believe, Jess Harnell, I believe one of the writers, Dave. I guess I should have written this down before talking about this. He also interviewed the Pinky and the Brain, so Maurice LaMarche and Rob Paulson, who voices Pinky. Look at me trying my hardest to remember.
You're doing really good. Way better than I would have done.
Yeah. So good job, Dempsey. Did really good on those interviews. They're a lot of fun. We also have an interview with Berea Henderson. She's from The Good Doctor.
Yeah. ABC, Hulu.
She just looked like she was having so much fun with that interview. So make sure you check that out on thedisinsider.com and on YouTube. I just saw today, Nick, the newest update on our app that's being released.
Oh,
and that is going to be awesome. So as soon as
I'm really pushing for that. It's going to be so easy. Like if you guys really like just getting the news, even if you don't listen to the podcast all the time, no big deal. But if you're on the website, if you're on YouTube, whatever you're doing, the app that's coming out makes it so easy. It's all right there.
And it's going to be a free download, so just download it, and everything is right there for you, because we know a lot of people are following us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you could just swipe between all of them and go to the website right there.
Yeah, instead of using your thumb 6 times, you use it once to swipe.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Everything's right there.
Exactly. We might put an email there, so if you want to put in your email to get updates and the newsletter, we might put that on there. We haven't decided just yet. We're working on the newsletter right now. The newsletter is a little tough. We're working on some new content for live shows and retooling the DisInsider show and the Disney catalog. Aside from that, Nick, is there anything else that we're kind of working on that you want to talk about?
I think you pretty much hit it. I would say just tell everybody about us. Just, subscribe where you can, follow where you can, because the bigger we get, the more interesting things we get, the more exclusives, the more premiere access, the more breaking news stories. We get to do those things, and we like to do it to make it fun and make it interesting because it's a passion.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then you'll get it quicker than anyone else. I think when it comes to breaking this stuff, we're one of the fastest to do it. There's others in the space that do it pretty quick, but we're pretty on we're kind of on the gun with that stuff, and we have a great writing team that assists us. So shout out to them. In fact, we're going to start talking about some of this stuff that the team has been writing over the last couple weeks. If you listen to the Halloween episode of the DisInsider show, we didn't talk news. We did a bunch of horror stuff. So, again, go check that out. So we're going to do some catch-up on the news because it's been a little over a week since we talked about the news. The first one's a pretty big rumor that came out of left field. Andor has completed filming. MakingStarWars.net, who actually have broken some pretty big things in the Star Wars universe, are saying that Andy Serkis is appearing in Andor. As of right now, it is unknown who he's playing. Whether it is Supreme Leader Snoke from The Last Jedi and
well could be.
The Force Awakens, or a brand new character. It's really hard to say. But
yeah, especially with that name. I mean,
yeah,
it could literally be anything.
Exactly. Let's be honest here. Andy Serkis is a wild card. Especially in Star Wars, he can mocap almost anything. He could be Jabba the Hutt. He could be, Derek's favorite Watto.
Yep.
He could be Snoke again, which, say what you will about The Last Jedi, despite him getting killed off so early, he was a cool villain.
And abruptly. It's so odd.
Oh, I know. By Kylo Ren, a young, nervous, teenage-looking Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way, but always, I mean, this is going off topic with the story, but always with the Star Wars stuff, especially the newer 3 movies in the trilogy, or that trilogy, I'm always the one to defend Star Wars and be like, you know what? It's in my eyes, the writers, the producers, all those people, the creative team behind it, in my eyes, all they did was make a very open-ended trilogy for them to just shove shove Andor into the storyline, shove, who knows, like Mandalorian, Boba Fett, happening right before it, right?
Correct.
So you have all of these different series coming out, or even the comics or books or anything like that. Shove as much as you want in there. I feel like they leave the movies so open-ended for that reason alone, for franchising.
I'll be honest. You've heard me say this on the show. I've liked everything that Disney's done. I know not everyone loves The Last Jedi. Not everyone loves Solo, but you go into it hoping for a Star Wars movie. You're not hoping for you want nostalgia in your Star Wars movies, but sometimes it's cool to be a little different. Especially it's Star Wars. You can do whatever you want. Who cares?
Agreed.
It's those neckbeards who get on YouTube. They're like, fire Kathleen Kennedy. No women in Star Wars. How dare you?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Whatever. You do realize Leia was a huge part in destroying the Empire, right?
Yeah, it's just if people, people don't like change. That's really what it comes down to.
People need to take a chill pill
whatever.
Here. It's Star Wars.
Andy Serkis coming to Andor, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. He's awesome. We want him in everything. Alan Tudek is voicing a toucan in Encanto. Let me just tell you about Alan Tudek. You know who Alan Tudek is, right?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you the things he's been in. So, why is Derek Cornell edit? Oh, you're in there. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to preview it then. So Alan Tudek voicing a toucan. Here's what I don't understand. Alan Tudek has voiced characters in Disney animation lately that are just noises. So he was the chicken, Hey, in
I remember
Moana.
reading that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, he's a chicken, and he does chicken noises. He's Tuk in Raya and the Last Dragon this year.
Okay.
Does just weird gerbil type noises.
Yeah.
Is he going to actually speak in this, or is he going to be a toucan?
Be doing toucan noises.
What's a toucan noise? Follow your nose. Get Fruit Loops. That's what he is. Because that's what the character looks like. In the Aladdin remake, he didn't talk like Gilbert Gottfried. He didn't do the
Right.
"Hello, Aladdin." It's like he was like a parrot,
Yeah.
which he is. You know what I'm trying to say here.
You know what? His record so far with the ones you just listed, it's probably just going to be toucan noises.
It might be, but okay. So a couple things. One is he's becoming the John Ratzenberger of Disney. So he's like, you know how in Pixar, John Ratzenberger is just thrown in every Pixar movie.
I'm sorry, I was reading the post.
It's okay. John Ratzenberger he appears in every Pixar movie. So he's like the truck in
it's
Cars.
always an Easter egg.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, it's him. That's what he's kind of becoming. So let me really quick just list off what he is. He was in Wreck-It Ralph as King Candy. He was the Duke of Wesselton in Frozen and in Frozen 2. He was Alistair Cray in Big Hero 6. He was the Duke of Weaselton in Zootopia. He was Hey Hey in Moana. He's Knowsmore in Ralph Breaks the Internet. He was Tuk Tuk in Raya and the Last Dragon.
Uh-huh.
Not to mention, he is K2SO in the Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which features Andor. He's supposed to appear in season 2 if that gets greenlit. He is also MODOK in a bunch of the video games. He's going to be in Peter Pan and Wendy on Disney+. This dude's like going to end up being a Disney legend. He's like the John Ratzenberger of Disney.
Yeah, I mean, the movies and series that you just named off are so high caliber.
And he does everything, like Disney, Pixar, Star Wars.
Yeah, he's a go-to guy. It makes me, he's probably got, the actors that are doing it, they get their paycheck. But someone like Alan Tudyk's probably getting these things probably begging for him at first, but now he's just a go-to and he's just probably loving it.
Oh, for sure. Oh my goodness. Good for you, Alan Tudyk. We love it. We want to see it. We'll quickly gloss over this. Toy Story joins the Letterboxd 1 million watch club.
Nice.
That should have been years ago. Bill Murray casually reveals he's in Ant-Man 3. Shout out to the Cosmic Circus for dropping this about a week prior. But he did an interview where he basically said he did a Marvel movie, and we all know which one it is. The big question is who is he playing? Because here, let me just tell you what Bill Murray said, and I'm going to do it in my best Bill Murray accent.
Okay.
Or impression. You ready?
Yeah.
I made a Marvel movie recently. You like my impression?
This is spot on.
You love it. I sound just like Garfield. I'm probably not allowed to tell you, but whatever. Anyway, some people were pretty surprised why I decided on a project like this, of all things. But for me, the situation was completely clear. I got to know the director, Peyton Reed, and really liked him. He was witty, humble, everything you want from a director. And with the cheerleader movie Bring It On, I forgot he directed that. He already made a film years ago, which I think is damn good. Look at Bill Murray and Bring It On. So I agreed, even though as an actor, I'm not normally interested in these huge comic book adaptations. So that's kind of cool. He's not huge on these, but you did Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. So,
right.
So shame on you. You do franchises. You've done Zombieland. When asked if he regretted his involvement in the film, this is funny. I didn't read this part. He regrets his involvement in a film he's already done shooting. Let's put it this way. The director is a good guy, and now I've at least tried out what it's like to shoot a Marvel movie. But I don't need the experience a second time, of course. I think I know where this is going.
Bill Murray can say anything that he wants
funny.
to.
I can't stop laughing. And to come back to your previous question, I have mostly had a pretty good knack for avoiding the nasties of this industry. Fortunately, most good artists are also good people. At least that's how I experience it with my friends.
It's an interesting take, actually.
Listen, he's going to be, it is. He's going to be in Ghostbusters Afterlife, of course, with Paul Rudd. So he's re-teaming with him in Quantumania. That's obvious. When he said bring it on, we know it's talking about Peyton Reed, which has a weird resume. If you look at Peyton Reed's resume and tell me that's not a weird resume. Anyways, Bill Murray he's got to be playing Scott Lang's dad, right? Who else is he playing?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be an older character. It's almost, you have to.
I like the casting, but you know who they should have got to play Scott Lang's dad?
Who?
Rick Moranis.
Oh man, that
Honey, I
would've been
Shrunk the
good.
Kids star.
That would have been really
Yeah,
good.
tell me what Peyton Reed's been in.
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see.
Or
Wow.
directed.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean,
The
of course,
Ant-Man movies.
Ant-Man. Bring It On. Yes, Man.
I love Yes Man.
Yeah, he's all great comedies.
Oh, good for him.
What else he's got in here to my features? The Goodwin Games. He was directing 3 episodes of New Girl.
Oh, I love New Girl. He did The Mandalorian.
Where?
He did the he did The Mandalorian.
Oh, he did 2 episodes. Yep.
I believe he did the final episode of last season with Luke Skywalker.
He did. He worked with the UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade.
Oh, look at that.
So I had a lot of Wonderful World of Disney. Yeah, he did a lot of comedies. Give it to him. He's proven himself in various comedic situations.
I love Yes Man. I think that's
I love Yes
underrated.
Man. I love Bring It On.
Yeah, the first Bring It.
Yeah,
you don't
the
like
first
Bring It
one.
On All
The
or Nothing.
first one.
Not Bring It On 6.
I can't.
They just finished filming. This is off topic. They just finished filming a Bring It On horror movie for Sci-Fi.
Jesus.
Oh, I forget what it's called. I think it's called Bring It On Halloween or something. It's something weird, but it's for Sci-Fi. It's a horror movie.
So bad.
Not directed by Peyton Reed, by the way. So crazy. There's a rumor out there that Killian Scott is going to play a Skrull with ties to the X-Men and Secret Invasion. Should we talk about this? Or is it a rumor?
To play Skrull. I
with
mean,
ties to
yeah, sure. Why not? It's a rumor. We could elaborate on it.
Yeah, so Killian Scott was cast earlier this year. They're filming Secret Invasion in Atlanta right now. According to thedirect.com, they indicate that he will play a Skrull by the name of Fizz, who I believe Murphy's Multiverse also scooped this. So shout out to both websites. They're good friends of ours.
Mm-hmm.
For those unfamiliar with the comics, Fizz is a unique Skrull in the way that he can shapeshift to an extra degree. Aside from being able to mimic different alien races like the rest of his kind, Fizz can also change his size, shrinking and growing at will, which is weirdly cool. Additionally, his comic
Basically Ant-Man.
Yeah. Additionally, his comic book counterpart has a brief history with Professor X, who, by the way, is rumored in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness if he's not taken out because of reshoots. Yeah. After being exiled by his people because of his mutant abilities, Fizz notably found a solace on Earth and alongside the X-Men, eventually going on to help them fight Apocalypse. While the X-Men have yet to be officially introduced in the MCU, Fizz's entrance can lay some foundation for their arrival. Okay, so maybe he's not a villain. Maybe he's a good guy, or maybe he's a villain who turns good, like an anti-hero.
You know what? It's almost how they portray the Skrulls, though.
They did in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, in Captain Marvel, they're just here on Earth.
I watched Captain Marvel. So Derek and I went to a press screening for Captain Marvel, and I liked it. I don't think I loved it, but I watched Captain Marvel like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's actually really good. I'm because it takes you back to the 90s. We always talk about how like the CGI just doesn't look that great, but it looked the de-aging technology.
Yeah,
it looked really good on Samuel L. Jackson and Phil Coulson.
Yes,
that actor, Clark Gregg.
Yep.
So this ties into the Marvels, the Captain Marvel sequel. So
right,
and the Skrulls are a huge part of
for sure
the Marvel Cinematic or Marvel Comics.
Oh yeah, they're almost like every other encounter
Yeah,
seems to be with the Skrulls.
There you go. I have no idea what Killian Scott's been in off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Killian Scott, let me tell you right now.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. I mean, this while you're looking that up, this cast is stacked. It's got Ben Kingsley Adair, who was in Noelle and King Arthur and a bunch of other stuff.
Ben King, wasn't he recently just in Shang-Chi?
That's Ben Kingsley.
Isn't that what you just said?
This is Ben Adair Kingsley.
Oh, Ben. Okay,
I know. Oh,
got
everyone mixes it up. Trust me. You would know him if you saw him. He was in Noelle. He played like the pseudo love interest to Anna Kendrick. Also, obviously, Ben Mendelsohn and Samuel L. Jackson, but it's also got Derek's mommy, Emilia Clarke. It's got Academy Award winner Olivia Colman from The Favorite. She's also awesome in Mitchell's versus the Machines, and she's actually a voice in Ron's Gone Wrong. So yeah, this series is looking to be pretty good. What is Killian Scott been in?
You know, I'm trying to find something that I would know, but I don't see anything. So obviously Secret Invasion, that's his up and coming. That's probably going to be his biggest. But he was also in CB Strike. He's in Damnation, The Commuter. So
the
Commuter.
That's the Liam Neeson train movie, right?
Okay. He was in Ripper Street, Traitors, Love Hate, Siblings. 71 was another big one. That was back in 2014. But I mean, nothing really that I saw or would keep coming to mind. So seems to be like this would, I don't know. I mean, unless people want to correct me, but this would probably be one of his bigger roles.
Yeah. I mean, unless you saw The Commuter, which is Taken on a Train. Yeah, you know, good for Killian Scott. That's cool. Good old Secret Invasion. Hopefully,
he seems to be working steady, so I doubt he's a bad actor.
Oh yeah, for sure. Where's Secret Invasion on your hype level?
Honestly, not that hype. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm the same.
It's
way.
just I think it hasn't been on my radar because everything else has been shoving themselves onto my radar.
What's on your hype radar? It could be Disney Plus series. It could be a movie. It could be Moon Knight. It could be She-Hulk. It could be
it's the ones
Doctor Strange.
It's the ones coming out. Yeah, it's Doctor Strange. It's Quantumania coming out. It's Eternals. It's Spider-Man. The big ones. Those are the ones that keep pushing themselves in my face. But I'm not opposed to this, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anything that's coming out on Disney Plus, I typically enjoy, other than What If was the only thing Marvel that I haven't liked so far.
Well, that's because What If's a bag of dog poo.
So
you're not alone. You're not alone. Goodness gracious. Let's go on to what I think is amazing. This is like nerdy for me. Pixar finally released a Lightyear trailer. I say finally, like this movie's coming out in like 4 months, but it's coming out in June.
Mm-hmm.
So Lightyear focuses on the real Buzz Lightyear, who inspired the toy that became to be in Toy Story. So basically it's Pixar's first spinoff, and Chris Evans is taking over the role of Buzz Lightyear from Tim Allen. This is what Chris Evans had to say about taking on the role. The phrase is a dream come true gets thrown around a lot, but I've never meant it more in my entire life. Because obviously Chris Evans had to say it's a dream come true to voice Buzz, which I do believe him.
I for sure believe
that. Yeah, this is an iconic character.
Yeah.
Cartoons, shorts,
you
movies,
think Disney,
the parks.
You think Toy Story.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Disney princesses, but Toy Story is classic.
Yeah,
so
Buzz
if you
Lightyear.
get to voice one of the main characters of a classic Disney movie,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
got to be a dream come true.
Yeah. Anyone who knows me knows that my love for animated films runs deep, and that is also true. I can't believe that I get to be a part of the Pixar family and work with these truly brilliant artists who tell stories unlike anyone else. Watching them work is nothing short of magic. I pinch myself every day. So that's cool. They released a really cool trailer.
Very cool, yeah. I got goosebumps.
I weirdly did. Oh, and you're a huge.
It's
you and your
because
family.
it was because of once the Bowie song hit.
I know
once,
you
once
and
his
your
voice came in.
And what's your daughter's name?
Bowie.
Look at that. I know you and your whole family is just David Bowie fans. So that was kind of cool. And I hate to say it, I've never heard that song anywhere in a movie before except for that trailer. And I thought it was so perfectly fit, and it just gave me chills.
Especially the way they redid it like that.
Yeah, and I like
intense.
David Bowie. I know you love David Bowie.
My wife
David
more
Bowie.
so, but yes, I can't deny that man was extremely good artist.
Man, but it gave me chills. They released a cool poster where you can see a more stylized look at his suit, which looks cool. It's just a teaser poster. We don't know any plot details, obviously. If you go to the website, you can check out some stills. It was just a really good trailer. We're going to talk about Lightyear a couple more times in this podcast, and so just kind of be on the lookout. We'll come back to Lightyear here in just a couple minutes. West Side Story debuted some new posters. I still don't know how I feel about West Side Story, despite it being directed by my favorite director of all time, Steven Spielberg. And I'm excited to see Rachel Zegler as Snow White. I'm excited to see her in West Side Story. She's going to be in Shazam. So Rachel Zegler's just kind of just on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this movie should have been out a year ago. They filmed this like almost 2 years ago. And you have Ansel Elgort like in it. Like, what do you didn't recast the dude? I mean, I guess you couldn't due to budget constraints, and everyone's getting busy now. It's got a stacked cast at this point. But
I wonder how much his stuff has been swept under the rug for people not to care.
I will say this: I think you're right, because when those allegations came out, it was it after that.
Yeah.
Like that initial couple days, that was it.
And then you
still
just didn't
see,
hear.
yeah, you still see people on social media saying something,
Right.
but you don't hear a lot about it. It's almost like he dropped off the face of the planet, stayed quiet, must be fighting it or settling or doing something. None of my business.
Just naturally bringing him back in a way that he doesn't have to himself.
Yes, I like that. Poor Steven Spielberg, the greatest director of all time, has to deal with this shit. And I'm more excited for this for Rachel Zegler. I think she's awesome. So that's cool. Here's a pretty huge rumor from Geeks Worldwide. We're going to mention these guys maybe 2 or 3 more times. Thunderbolts movie. This is a rumor, by the way. Thunderbolts movie greenlit at Marvel Studios will begin production in 2023. Let me kind of go through here. According to the site, several of its sources are saying that the studios has revealed that the movie adaptation featuring the team of these reluctant anti-heroes will commence production in 2023 alongside several other productions, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes, really. But for those that don't know who the Thunderbolts are, it's basically the Suicide Squad from Marvel. It's led by Thunderbolt Ross, who becomes Red Hulk. Some other characters that have been in the Thunderbolts are Ghost, who appeared in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Baron Zemo, who most recently was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Yelena Belova, who we're going to see not only from Black Widow, but in Hawkeye coming up here in the next few weeks, Taskmaster, and even Venom. Even Deadpool, Luke Cage, and Ghost Rider have served on the team at one point. This news, while is kind of shocking and is a rumor, it's really not that surprising because they've introduced all these characters already. And Black Widow has a post-credit scene that was deleted that kind of teased that. And if you've seen Black Widow and maybe it was just Black Widow. Oh, Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow.
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character is like, she's almost recruiting these people. Yelena Belova, U.S. agent.
Right.
So I would be shocked if this wasn't true. We've heard Thunderbolts for years now.
Yeah, it's a given. It's such a big Marvel forgetting the word.
Property?
I guess, yeah.
IP?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the right word would be, but yes, that it's a big part of Marvel history. Thunderbolts. Right. It's been around for so long. It's got some big players, recurring superheroes, villains, mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be interesting, though, because I feel like as much as it's been talked about, I feel like for the first time that I'm thinking of right now, Marvel is retaliating with their own Suicide Squad. DC is usually the one to follow suit and try to compete. And this, I feel like Marvel's trying to do that.
Do you think that's because the Suicide Squad was so well received? Maybe not financially, and that's because of the world pandemic that's kind of been pushing movies off to streaming. But do you think that's because the Suicide Squad was at least well received by critics and fans? Because it was did you see the Suicide Squad?
I did, yeah.
Did you like it?
I did.
I liked it too. Like, I think that Thunderbolts should be rated R. But do you think that's because of the Suicide Squad?
However, I will say I don't know if I would have liked it as much if James Gunn didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, but you're but you have to be reminded that when you walked into this movie, you're like, okay, I'm going in to see the Suicide Squad. The last time I saw the Suicide Squad wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
David Ayer.
Yeah.
So now you're going into it with James Gunn, who's proved himself to be a solid director.
Yeah.
A great director, I should say.
It's especially for that kind of movie. Tell you what, you throw James Gunn on Thunderbolts, I watch it.
I'd be very... he
I
did
want to see
Guardians
someone
of the
like
Galaxy.
Deadpool. Who did Deadpool?
The first one was Tim Miller, who went on to do Terminator. What was that new Terminator called? He did Deadpool, and then he went on to do Terminator. It was Tim Miller. He did Terminator: A New Age, Legacy. What's that movie called?
I'll tell you. My point is, I think.
Oh, and David Leitch, who did the John Wick movies, he did Deadpool 2, which I love. I liked. Deadpool 2.
I liked both of them.
Yeah, they were both really good.
I think that Deadpool is really just because of Deadpool and that character. This who Ryan Reynolds was meant to play.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But even just the rest of their cast was so great.
Dude, I still to this day think that he's the one that leaked that test footage that ultimately got Deadpool greenlit. He had to have.
You know what? Maybe. And I totally forgot Josh Brolin was in number 2, and he's also.
Oh, okay. Cable and Thanos. Josh Brolin. I don't know if anyone in the world has played more comic book characters than Josh Brolin. Cable, Jonah Hex, Thanos. He was, I believe he was in Sin City, one of the Sin Cities.
I think you're right.
Men in Black's a comic book, right? He was in Men in Black 3.
Yeah. It's a graphic novel, I think.
Yeah, see,
I can't remember.
Dude just thinks he can be in every comic book movie and just kill it.
I mean, he can. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. He's kind of
guy's hard to beat. He's in Dune.
Oh, was he good in Dune?
He has a very short part for the character, but he's good. Yeah. But my point being, back to Thunderbolts, give me a director like that and do it like that. How they did Deadpool.
Yeah.
Because Deadpool 2 is essentially the same thing. It's Deadpool recruiting his.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
His Task Force X or whatever.
Exactly.
X-Force.
X-Force.
That's right.
That's pretty much what it is.
This is true.
You do it like that, and I think you could have a pretty solid project there.
I won't click on the next couple of stories, but we'll talk about them just because they were reported by Geeks Worldwide, who also reported on Thunderbolts. Nova is reportedly in development. We've heard this multiple times. At this point, it's inevitable, but it's kind of a wait and see kind of thing. Black Panther spinoff Okoye, which is obviously the character leader of the Dora Milaje. Looks like they're going to go into production in 2023, which also includes Fantastic Four. So super cool to hear. I think Black Panther is such a rich world for storytelling that I think Okoye is the most badass character in that franchise, I think, outside of Chadwick, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther. So that's kind of cool.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of ground to be dug up there.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Here's what's funny. We're going back to Lightyear here really quick. So director Angus MacLane, who I believe was a co-director on, was it Finding Dory? I could be wrong on that one. He co-directed Finding Dory. He actually briefly talked about how this unique movie Lightyear came to be, because it's weird when it was first announced during, was it the Investor Day last year, Disney's Investor Day? It was just a Buzz Lightyear movie that told the story about the guy that inspired the toy, and everyone's like, what? And this is what Angus MacLane said while speaking with Fandango, which this was cool because it proves that this movie exists in the Toy Story universe. What was the movie that Andy saw when we made Toy Story? Lightyear, said Angus MacLane. Why don't we just make that movie? So that means the movie we're going to see in 2022, Andy already saw in 1994, 1995.
Yeah, which is what
that's wild.
Who the toy is representative
of. That's crazy. Think about it like this. There's no way they're doing a Woody movie, right? Could you imagine a Woody movie inspired?
You could do a spaghetti western.
A Pixar spaghetti western.
I might be into it.
Yeah, you sold me.
Into
I was like, no, Woody movie sounds stupid, but you say spaghetti western? Oh, I love it. We don't want to see the Slinky Dog movie, right? The dog that inspired the Slinky.
The Ham movie.
The only the Home on the Range. I would only be you sold me on Woody. The only other character that I think you could really, in a weird way, make it really cool is Rex. Like a dinosaur movie.
Yeah, you could.
Like
you could do an animated,
like a parody Jurassic Park for Pixar or something crazy. Well, they did the Good Dinosaur.
I was just gonna say you could do something like the Good Dinosaur.
Make it better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you would have to.
So that's cool. I like seeing this Lightyear news. Lightyear's such a weird project. But let's talk about the Marvels. We talked about Secret Invasion. Let's talk about the Marvels. Zah Ashton, who joined the project earlier this year, her character was really unknown on who she was playing, but thanks to the scoopsters over at Murphy's Multiverse, it looks like she's playing a gender swap version of a minor character from the comics. I'm not going to butcher this name. Ael Dan, a Kree general who works alongside General Dar Ben in assassinating the sitting emperor before their reign comes to an end in the Operation Galactic Storm. I have no idea who this is. I have no idea what this means.
Yeah,
I feel like I just spoke Chinese to
hats
myself.
off to them because that's some deep intel right there.
Oh my God. Good for I think you took the words out of my mouth. I have no idea. Let's go to the next story here. And that is Disney's National Treasure finds its star. Okay, finally. Disney Plus has tapped, I'm trying to look for her name, Lizette Alexis to play the lead role in the National Treasure series. There's rumors that Nicolas Cage will appear in this series, but just to remind people, Disney's doing a National Treasure 3 at the same time. So not only are you getting a series, but you're getting National Treasure 3. Lizette Alexis is best known for Total Eclipse. Not sure. Not sure what Total Eclipse is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea. I have no idea at all.
I'm interested though. I'm a fan of the National Treasure movies, as probably a lot of people are. Most people.
Oh, I love.
They're great.
Especially that second one for some reason. I get so I am so.
They go so hard into the puzzle solving.
So tinfoil hatty, but you're like at the same time you're like, oh, that could be true. And you know you had $100 bill at one point and you're taking a water bottle to see the little the time on it, and you're like, okay, we're taking a trip to Pittsburgh.
We can't say we all tried to steal the Declaration of Independence and put some lemon juice on it.
If that worked in real life, the things that you can do. She also starred in We Need to Do Something, directed by Sean King O'Grady. Don't know who that is, but okay.
I feel like I've heard his name before. I'm going to look him up.
Yeah, do that. I'm going to talk about this production. We actually reported this exclusively. Production will start early next year. Alexis will play a 20-something dreamer named Jess who sets off on her own treasure hunt of a lifetime connected to her family history. The plot will be set into motion after Jess is handed a key by a dying FBI agent. As a result, she'll be thrust into a dangerous and deadly race to find the titular treasure before a corrupt and conniving billionaire beats her to it. Listen, I bet Lizette Alexis is a great actress. You better cast someone big for the villain. I know it's a Disney Plus series, but you're already casting like big name people for this stuff. Get someone huge for this. Mira Nair, who directed Disney's Queen of Catway, will direct the pilot, so that's kind of cool. I'm sure we're going to get more casting announcements within the next few weeks because they want to shoot this thing after the new year. this is cool. I like National Treasure, and I think it's going to be a good fit for Disney Plus. I don't need Nicolas Cage for National Treasure.
That's what I was gonna say too. I don't. You think Nicolas Cage, of course, because he was the star, but it's just a good storyline. It's just a fun story to follow.
It's if you tell me a bunch of friends are gonna treasure hunt, I'll probably sit down and watch that. Like that's a no-brainer for me. Again, for those who keep asking, because I still see this all over social media, they are doing a National Treasure 3. So, Nicolas Cage fans, do not fret. Crazy. I've never seen so many people worried about a Nicolas Cage movie.
You think it's the meme culture about it, or
it has to be?
Because it's very similar to bringing Brendan Fraser back. It's almost a meme, but at the same time, it's like, bring him back.
I wouldn't say I would say it's very similar, but I wouldn't say it's close because, like, you think Brendan. I just remember it had to have been like 2 months ago. He was doing a Zoom. Brendan Fraser was doing a Zoom interview. I think it was for Doom Patrol, and they were talking about how he was cast in the new Martin Scorsese movie alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was like crying because he didn't realize how many people loved this guy, and he was so humble.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, you gotta just love Brendan Fraser. And now look, he's got Doom Patrol, which is a huge hit for HBO Max, and he's doing Batgirl as the villain. Like, I feel so happy for such a humble man.
Really glad that he got revitalized.
I feel like Nicolas Cage is just like, oh, fuck it, I'll do anything. Like, Nicolas Cage is still doing a bunch of stuff. Sadly, that bunch of stuff is things like straight to DVD, Bangkok Dangerous type stuff.
Yeah, should we see? Let's see what Nicolas Cage has been up to.
He was supposed to play the Tiger King. I don't even know if he's attached to that. Joe Exotic. Do you remember seeing that? He's supposed to be Joe Exotic.
Oh, I
do see him playing that really well.
I do too.
He did a movie called Mandy, which is like a horror revenge neo-noir movie, which apparently is really good. But he's done a lot of B movies. He did like Left Behind and all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah, what do we got here? Butcher's Crossing?
Oh, there you go. Kids can't wait to see that.
The Old Way.
Look at that.
The Retirement Plan. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That sounds so he's himself. I was like, that sounds like a thing.
Yeah, that's him and Pedro Pascal. It's apparently it's about Nicolas Cage, and Pedro Pascal is his biggest fan.
What?
Yeah, it's a weird premise. I can't wait to not see it.
It's like a Funny People premise. You ever see that movie?
Yeah, with
Adam
Seth Rogen
Sandler
and all them.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so nothing that really catches my eye on Nicolas Cage's recently done list.
Like, think about it. Like, is there another like big name star who was just so huge in the 80s and 90s that just fell off the wagon? Like, he was in Con Air, he was in The Rock, he was in
Face
Gone
Off?
in 60 Seconds. Yeah, Face Off, Snake Eyes, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the National Treasure movies, Sorcerer's Apprentice. Like, this guy fell off. In fact, that movie Next right there that you see, it has him and Jessica Biel. Do you know where they filmed that?
No.
For those that know and listen to the show, those that don't, we live in Southern California in almost like the deserty IE area.
Yeah, you've probably heard of Palm Springs, as we live very near.
Yeah.
Palm Springs.
Next was filmed at Morongo Casino, which is not very far from us. Yes. And the only reason why I know this is because, Revolution Pictures? They're defunct now. They were huge at the time. They had a truck out back, and my dad works not too far from that area where they were filming, and he was like, hey, there's signs all around on my way to work saying they're filming something called Next. I'm like, Next? So me and my family drove down. We went to the casino, and we walked in, and sure enough, there's Nicolas Cage just walking in. He's obviously going to set, so he doesn't want to talk to anyone because obviously when an actor's going to set, he's got to remember his lines. He's got to do his thing.
Game face on.
Yeah, you don't fuck with an actor as they're going to the set. However, when he's done with set, you can walk up to him. He'll either say hi to you or take pictures. My mom is a diehard Nicolas Cage fan, dreams about him every single day. took a picture with him, and she has that picture framed. It's insane. It's crazy,
so
but good for her. He was a good actor, but he fell off the wagon.
Yeah, so
it's so
bad.
sad because he was so huge, and he went bankrupt at one time and
lost a Superman comic. It's always what I remember.
Yeah. Oh, his Superman Lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you
Superman. Is it?
I think it's Superman Lives.
I thought it was Action Comics 1 or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, his actual comic.
Yeah.
I meant the movie.
Oh,
he was
the
supposed
movie.
To be, the Tim Burton Superman
Oh,
movie
yeah.
they were doing.
I remember watching
Isn't
that.
that so crazy?
Yeah.
It might be Action Comics 1.
Yeah, I think he
And then
lost
like
an
worth
Action
like
Comics 1.
$4.2 million dollars.
Something ridiculous, dude.
God.
It was like stolen, and he had to buy it back.
Oh,
For like
yeah,
millions.
Fuck that. Buy it back. Okay, let's move on. Lightyear passes Eternals in trailer views in first 24 hours. This is actually kind of huge.
Yeah, that's
huge.
That's interesting.
People want to see this movie. That's like indicative of how the movie, what's the word I want to use? The box office will go.
Yeah. You know what though? Now that I think about it, it probably makes complete sense because, of course, all of our parents. So we're around our 30s. So our parents know what it is. We'll watch it. We of course will watch it. Nostalgia. But also, it's just still geared towards kids. Kids are going to watch it. It's literally the whole span of ages. Like,
it's so weird that think about this. I am 31 years old. I was 5 years old when Toy Story came out. 5 years old. My son was 5 years old when Toy Story 4 came out.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird to think about?
That
No,
weird.
he was 4.
Still.
And that's insane.
It is insane.
But
that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't surprise me now that I think about it that everybody wants to watch this because
then everyone in between has either seen him or have been to the parks and played Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters or Toy Story Midway Mania or...
Makes complete sense. Eternals, of course, giant tentpole movie, but you have Lightyear, another giant tentpole movie, but Lightyear hits everyone.
I arguably, and I think maybe not even arguably, more people know who Buzz Lightyear except for the Eternals. Like, they're trying to introduce the Eternals.
Yeah.
We know who Buzz Lightyear is already.
Yep.
And you're adding Chris Pratt to the mix. The trailer views beat out Pixar's 24-hour trailer views for Toy Story 4, Soul, and Luca. So Lightyear had 83 million views in 24 hours, where Toy Story 4 had 62, Soul had 32, and Luca had 28. It also beat out Eternals with 77 million views, and it beat out Cruella that had 71 million. It ranks second for all-time Pixar views in 24 hours, only behind, and this isn't shocking, Incredibles 2 at 114 million.
Dang,
and that's huge.
14.
Yeah, and that's because everyone, a lot of people in their top 5 or 10 have Incredibles right at the top. And obviously they wanted a sequel, so this just makes sense.
Especially you can't. The cliffhanger they left you with for 10 years is what was it? It's like the Underminer.
And then he's only in it for like 2 minutes in the sequel. How dare you do that to us? Check out Billie Eilish performing as Sally for the Nightmare Before Christmas.
I did catch a glimpse of it. I want to go back and watch it because it sounded great.
She sounded awesome. And I'm not like the biggest Billie Eilish fan. Like, I think she's talented for what she does, but she's like, I'm not going to turn on the radio and be like, yeah, Billie Eilish, bad guy or bad boy or whatever that song is, or any of her other stuff. But I wouldn't mind hearing a Sally soundtrack for the Nightmare Before Christmas featuring Billie Eilish. She sounded good.
She's doing good work.
And she has her own Disney Plus concert series on Disney Plus right now, so check that out. There's some leaked footage from Thor 4 reshoots, so you can check that out. Nothing too crazy there. Sean Nasudi's come back. Sean Nasudi is a writer who will do a retrospective on film franchises, and he writes for the DisInsider every 6 months. So, Sean Nasudi, great to have you back. Rosario Dawson is reportedly going to star in other Star Wars projects. especially.
I would hope so.
I guess she's going to film something in December. My guess at this point would be The Mandalorian season 3. It can't be the Book of Boba Fett. That's done. Andor's done. Obi-Wan's done. Ahsoka doesn't film till next year, and The Mandalorian's the only thing filming right now. So,
yeah,
Mandalorian season 3, maybe.
Would that be? I mean, yeah, probably. She was in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's gotta be it.
Unless she's secretly doing a movie that I don't know about. Who knows? Billy, this is awesome. This is awesome news for multiple reasons, and I'll get into that here in a second. Doug Jones is returning as Billy Butcherson in Hocus Pocus 2. They made the announcement on Sunday, Halloween.
Yeah.
Such a perfect time to announce this. Not only that, but the DisInsider, the Walt Disney Company also confirmed our scoop that Taylor Henderson is appearing in Hocus Pocus 2. So that's cool. It's always cool to see Disney confirm our scoops. But here's the main thing. They confirmed that they're in production. We've already known this. We already know that Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy, who we also scooped to return, are returning as the Sanderson sisters. The film's going to star Whitney Peak, Lilia Buckingham, Belisa Escobedo, Doug Jones is Billy Butcherson, Tony Hale's Forky, Mysterious Benedict Society, Arrested Development. This dude's just everywhere now. He's playing the mayor of Salem, I believe. Sam Richardson, who's starting to pop up in everything. He was in Tomorrow War. He was in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Hannah Waddingham, who I don't know, but I just know she's from that show Ted Lasso that everyone goes nuts for, which I'm going to attempt to try and watch.
Same.
Yeah. Juju Brenner, Froy Gutierrez, the aforementioned Taylor Henderson, and Nina Kitchen. The new movie follows a bunch of young girls who light the black flame candle again and bring the Sanderson sisters back to life. Be interesting to see if they bring Binks back. Like, how do you not bring the cat back?
You have to.
Yeah, it's unknown if the other cast members will return. We've scooped this project 3 times. The other one is the work. I love Workaholics. It was written by one of the writers on Workaholics, so that interests me. And one of my guilty pleasure movies of all time is The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. I said Bullock. Sandy B. Anne Fletcher is directing it, who also directed The Proposal. So that's cool. I'm sure we might get some stills or some official images during Disney Plus Day, which is next Friday, which is going to be a busy day for the DisInsider as we write up news stories and update you guys. So are you excited for Hocus Pocus 2? Are you a Hocus Pocus fan?
I am, yeah. We just literally watched it yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
We're recording this on a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched it literally yesterday.
I don't know how you bring them back, but come on, it's the Sandersons.
Yeah,
it's about time. It's been, what was it? No, 1993 the first, so it's been, 28 years?
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, bring them back.
I mean, especially if you do it in a way where you're bringing back the old actors and they're just going to give you oh no, what did you do? 30 years ago, we did it, and this is what happened. Didn't you hear about it?
Exactly.
It's going to, I have a feeling it's going to be something like that. I just hope they do it very good. It's a classic.
I agree. Yeah, so sequels come in fall of 2022. You don't realize how many news stories there are until you start reading them. So I'll jump through this next one. Sung Kang talks about his Star Wars role, which excites me because I love him in the Fast and the Furious franchise, despite it being...
Eating his peanuts?
Yeah, he is eating his peanuts. Despite that franchise being just off the walls crazy, but he's awesome in all those movies. So here's a huge rumor that comes from the Marvel Studios Reddit page. The only reason why we wrote this up is because the person that does this has an okay track record, but the Marvel Studios spoilers Reddit person, the moderator, whoever that is, says Jim Carrey has been tapped to play MODOK in he'll appear in She-Hulk, but will also appear in Ant-Man and future projects. I low-key like this.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't like the MODOK show on Hulu. I like Patton Oswalt, and I think he's great in everything, but I just didn't like the show. And I just think Jim Carrey...
It's hard to go wrong with Jim Carrey.
He just does no wrong to me. Like, I hated that Sonic movie that came out, except for Jim Carrey.
Except Dr. Robotnik.
Because it's video game movies usually suck, but Jim Carrey puts his heart into everything, and you can just tell he's having fun just being himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Let him be himself as MODOK.
I'm curious how it would go. Who knows?
It's the CGI I'm worried about, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he appears in a She-Hulk. Well, I will say the Reddit did say, "Oh, Kevin Feige hates spoilers, so this could change." Well, no shit. Like, this not only is that true, but that's to cover your base in case it's not true.
Yeah, it's also like, I don't know. Jim Carrey doesn't have to take things anymore, so even if it was true, I wonder, is it something he's very passionate about? Like MODOK.
I just never seen him as a franchise guy. Like, he's always just been his own thing, like comedy.
Agreed. Until he did Sonic. That surprised me. When I saw him cast in Sonic.
Yeah, for sure.
It surprised me. He did good, but I was surprised.
And he's coming back for the sequel, which has Idris Elba. How do you have a movie with, like, no disrespect, I like James Marsden, I like Ben Schwartz, I like Jim Carrey, but they're not, like, huge A-list stars aside from Jim Carrey.
Super hot right now.
Yeah. You do a sequel and all of a sudden Idris Elba's in there? That's wild to me.
Did it do that good?
It had to have, but it came out during the pandemic.
I guess.
But who's voicing Tails? There was rumors for a long time that The Rock was going to voice Tails.
No way.
I don't. Tangent
How
here.
could you do that?
Tangent here. Can we stop casting Chris Pratt as these stupid characters? Like, he's okay. What is it? 4 weeks ago, he was cast as Mario in a Super Mario movie. Such a stupid role for him. He was in Onward, which I thought was okay.
I actually really liked that movie.
Do you know what? I told you what they cast him in today, on Monday.
Yeah, it's can I? Yeah,
I say it.
Yeah, you told me it was Garfield.
Yeah, Garfield.
Gosh,
what in the world? This guy just. I saw on Twitter, really quick tangent before we move on. Ron Swanson, Nick Offerman should have voiced Garfield. I was like, wait a minute.
Just a cat.
Just a cat.
We're recording in Derek's house. This cat's like got his paw on the floor.
Come on, let me in.
Underneath the door.
Couple more stories and we'll get out of here. Taika Waititi. This is an exclusive from the DisInsider.com. Taika Waititi to direct Disney's Tower of Terror.
Huge.
It did well. So thanks to all our friends that actually reported on this. Here's what I had heard. I had heard he'd signed on back when this first came out, when Scarlett Johansson, it was like, had to have been like in June or July, like that Scarlett Johansson was going to appear in or produce Tower of Terror, and Josh Cooley, who did Inside Out and Toy Story 4, was writing the script. I had heard that Taika Waititi was signed on. Then you had the Scarlett Johansson versus Disney, Premier Access, pay me my money, BS, that this Disney's BS because they should have paid her out. Ultimately, they settled, but we didn't know what happened with that project. There was talks that project got canned, but obviously they settled and they didn't. And then I had heard from a couple really good sources that Waititi isn't going anywhere. He's directing Tower of Terror. So this is cool news. I don't know if he's my first choice for Tower of Terror. I would have liked someone like maybe a Jordan Peele. Not Jordan Peele, but someone who's kind of dabbled with creepy and family friendly.
So
maybe an Eli
are they
Roth.
going to do it that way? Because the reason I like Waititi as a director is because I feel like he can do a not so much of a horror flick. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be scary, like scare you to your bones. You don't want to fall asleep, but it's going to be
right.
It's going to be like a wholesome, scary movie, if that makes sense.
My only thing is he must be going like the Jojo Rabbit route, where it's like mature but like family friendly mature in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's hard with Waititi because his vision and his directing style is like so unique. Like Hunt for the Wilder People and What We Do in the Shadows, completely different from like Thor Ragnarok. But it's like goofy funny, which I think Tower of Terror needs to be. But like,
is it gonna be kind of like because it was like Twilight Zone, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're obviously doing it based off the attraction.
Yeah.
And if you rode the attraction, it was still Tower of Terror, but it was like, remember that ride queue where they got electrocuted and they became a part of the ride?
Right.
I don't know how you make that like quirky, like that's his style, like quirky comedy. I don't know. I
don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's true. We have another exclusive dropping later this week. I think you'll like it, especially if you're a fan of the news I just talked about. Again, we have the exclusive Bria Henderson.
Wait, when is this airing? Are you not allowed to talk about it?
Which one?
Whatever the next exclusive you're talking about?
It's probably going to air on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
I have no idea. We'll see. I have no idea, to be honest with you.
I mean, we can just air it when you talk about it.
There you go. There's a report. Darth Maul is going to return in Star Wars animation. This was like 2 weeks ago when Star Wars Visions dropped. I believe it was Murphy's Multiverse or Cosmic Circus, one or the other. They had reported that Lucasfilm was looking into doing more animated projects. There's also, other animes that are in the works for Lucasfilm. But apparently they're doing a Crimson Dawn series.
Oh, that's sick. I've been waiting ever since I saw it in
Solo?
Yeah, in Solo. I've been waiting for them to drop something about it.
I just want them to do live action Crimson.
Yeah, it would be cool.
But animated, if we're going to get animated, as long as it's better than What If, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Just make it Clone Wars
If
style.
it's Clone Wars, you know what? I even like the animation style of the Bad Batch was cool. I just remember
I know a lot of people
that.
loved that.
I wasn't a huge fan of watching it, and story, it didn't grab me every second like Clone Wars did. But if they make the animation like that, or like what's that anime style that they have? It's a Star Wars.
Oh, Visions.
Yes,
I liked Visions.
Yeah,
a lot. So anything with Darth Maul is always a win in our book. Last couple things before we get out of here and we do the rumor of the week. There's a new doc. This is wild. A new documentary coming to FX Hulu about the Janet Jackson Super Bowl performance. Listen, if you're under the age of, at this point, 24, let me take you back quite a few years. Janet Jackson performed at the Super Bowl with, every girl's dream, Justin Timberlake. It was a really good performance until one thing happened. I still think this was so staged.
I do too.
It's so stupid. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson are dancing like really close with each other. Very sexy. What happened next looked so obvious, even to me. Like, how old was I? Like 13? 14? This happened in what, 2004 or 5?
Man, yeah, I think
early
so.
2000s?
Around there.
Okay, look up when this happened.
Does it not post it on the story?
I haven't read the story. I didn't click on it.
I'll find it right now. Keep talking about it.
Anyways, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake performed at the Super Bowl. The biggest, most watched sporting event of the year in the U.S. Or maybe in
2004.
Oh, yeah. So I was 14. There's so many eyes on the Super Bowl, not just for the game, but for the halftime show, for the trailers, for the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of millions of people watch the Super Bowl. This is when TiVo was hot shit. People were TiVoing this stuff. So, lucky TiVo. You can watch this on YouTube.
Anyways. Even know what TiVo is?
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm fast forwarding.
Oh, man. and then you fast forward too much, and
you're like,
go
no,
back a little bit, and then forward again.
Good old TiVo.
God.
Now they're streaming. You can find this on YouTube. Anyways, Justin Timberlake gets really close to Janet Jackson. He pulls his arm around the chest, and as he pulls his arm off, he rips off a piece of Janet Jackson's clothing, and we see, I'm just going to say it bluntly, a titty pops out. Areola and everything.
With a little...
And then Justin Timberlake weirdly looks at Janet Jackson.
But that's not even she was wearing, like, a decorative nipple piece. Do you not remember this?
No. My problem was, she was. That other side of her boobie piece could easily pop off.
Oh,
this was staged.
Go
listen, kids. Don't. At parental permission. Always go look this up. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
or just Google it. You can see a GIF of it. It's crazy. It was staged. I think if you think it was an accident, you're smoking the best weed in the world.
Hey, I guess we'll find out in this documentary, or at least whatever way they spin it.
They're going to interview Janet Jackson. She's going to be like, I was appalled by what Justin Timberlake did. I'm like, get out of here. It was staged. But, they're doing a documentary on it. What more do you want me to say? You know what, though? It's going to get so many hits. So many people are going to watch it. Get all it's going to greenlight so many different projects after that. Last couple things. There's an Antlers review on the website by our writer Max. Check it out. He thought it was okay for the most part. Anytime you call a horror movie a decently crafted, albeit unfulfilling horror movie, it's probably an okay horror movie. Because horror movies, if it's not crafted well, it's gonna suck. If it's crafted well but it's unfulfilling, it's still probably good. So you should probably check it out. Not sure how many stars he gave it, so go check out that review. Also, last but not least, good old Hulu coming in with their original content. The host director is helming an adaptation of Stephen King's The Boogeyman.
Oh, okay.
It seems, let's see. The official logline for this is still reeling from the tragic death of their mother. A teenage girl and her little brother find themselves plagued by a sadistic presence in their house and struggle to get their grieving father to pay attention before it's too late. So this basically sounds like every horror movie I've ever seen. Kids don't believe the dad that some creepy thing's in their house, and they got to fight it on their own.
Turns out it's there.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Yeah. And you want to know when they find out? It's when the dad dies. That's how that's going to happen. I didn't see this. Akilah Cooper, who directed, hold on, let me read this because I read this completely wrong. Akilah Cooper, who was a part of *Malignant*, and Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who are penning A Quiet Place spinoff or directing it. They're doing one or the other. They helped pen the first few drafts, while Mark Heyman is finalizing the script in time for a 2022 shoot. Sean Levy, who did Free Guy, his 21 Laps production banner is producing alongside 20th Century Studios. Hulu's killing it because their original movies have been great. Have you seen Vacation Friends?
No, but I've been told it's super, super funny.
You need to sit down and watch Vacation Friends. It's hilarious. Hulu's original content's just killing it right now. And that's even their series. So check that out. Aside from that, that is the news. We've caught you up. Again, Nick and I will be back next week doing this. It's just Derek won't be back for another about a week and a half. So enjoy Hawaii. We're jealous of you. We're gonna enjoy our Trulies.
Wait, did we have?
We do have a rumor of the week. So if you don't mind, Nick, you know what to hit the good folks with.
Give you a little.
Oh, I love it. We've talked about Lightyear 3 times, so let's talk about it 4 times.
Why not?
Yeah. I've been told, can't get it confirmed, obviously, that's why it's a rumor of the week, that Wunmi Mosaku, every time we talk about this actress, I butcher the name, so I am so sorry. She played one of the leads in Loki. She was the one B something, B-52 or something.
Oh,
No, that's the
yeah,
band.
yeah.
She's the one that like shocked Loki and ended up turning. She was also in Lovecraft Country. I heard she's voicing a space ranger in Lightyear. What is she in Loki though?
Let's find out. She is.
You know who I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah. Where's she at? Hunter B-15.
B-15.
Is it Wunmi Masaku?
Wunmi Masaku. Yes. Voice in Lightyear. It's just what I've been told. I think she's, anytime that you go from Lovecraft Country, which was a huge hit for HBO Max, to a major series in Loki, which you have to believe she's in season 2 of Loki when that thing starts filming in a year and a half. To Pixar, like, it just makes sense. Like, Pixar likes talent. They like finding small talent and growing them. And this is what I think this is. But I hear she's a space ranger in Lightyear alongside Chris Evans as, Buzz Lightyear. Again, don't forget to check out the stories at the DisInsider.com. The Disney catalog and the DisInsider show will be back in a couple of weeks with a new format. Nick's actually worked really hard on doing that, so
yeah, we got some stuff to still figure out, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it and get more engaged, and we can all have a fun time together.
And there you go. And I think we can say with one of the shows, I don't know if we'll say which one yet as we work it out. It will be a live show from now on, so that'll be fun. So if you ever, we don't know the time, we don't know the date, but if you can join us for a live show,
it'll be a journey to figure out. And then once we get a good time going and good audience, and we get some people in, it's gonna be a really good time.
Yeah. It'll be a blast. So don't forget to join us. We have a bunch of shows in the works. Follow us on social media. Give us reviews. We'll read them on the show. We haven't gotten a review yet, so get your reviews on Apple Podcasts so we can get them out there. Anytime that you leave a 5-star review and a written review, same thing on like YouTube. If you leave comments and like our videos, it puts us in the algorithm to be seen a little wider. And we always want to introduce our shows to new audiences. So that's always an awesome thing. Aside from that, any other things you want to say before we clean this stuff up?
I don't think so. You pretty much hit it. Just go check out those interviews that we just dropped. Check out the stories, the news. Be on the lookout for the app, the new layout, all that good stuff. So yeah, just follow us along. Again, tell people to listen, or even if their podcasting isn't their thing or videos, just, I don't know, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, message us, comment us.
Just give us a subscribe and don't ever look at our stuff again. Just give us that subscribe.
Yeah, just tell them to throw the button on there, because anything helps, and we're just trying to get out there and have a good time reporting news to you guys.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for joining me this week.
Yeah.
Thanks for holding the fort. Yeah, of course. I mean, you're always here, but thanks for holding down the fort a little larger. And check out, like Nick already said, check out his. He actually did the last couple interviews you're about to see. So, well, he edited them and created them. So check it out. He put in a lot of hard work. Again, thank you again, Nick. Shout out to the team. Last thing I need from you. Let's see how well I can do this by myself.
All right, go for it.
Play me that sweet, sweet outro music. And 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. All right, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.